Hello golfers, welcome back. One of the biggest problems that most golfers have are mishits. And the mishits are really either fat or thin shots. And we want to stop that, but we have to understand where does the fat and where does the thin shot come from. I know a lot of times we say that the fat shot comes from dipping and the thin shot comes from raising up. And you know what? That could be the case, but in most cases that's simply not the case. The reason why we hit it fat and thin is because we actually cast the golf club. Now casting sometimes is misunderstood. Casting is when we take the club into the backswing, we throw the club too early. We actually try to swing the club way too early before it's time. That means I've got kind of a fishing pole here and I'm going to cast it out. I'm going to cast the line out. So if I'm hitting out onto the range this way and I take the club this way and I throw it from the top the wrong direction, that's called a casting. When you cast a golf club, it's going to really cause bad impacts. And those bad impacts are going to result in a fat and thin shot. So what we want to do is we want to understand when does this occur and how does it occur and how do we prevent it. Well, the first thing is when we take the club to the top of the arc. If you see the club head, I think of my body as a clock. My feet are 6, my head is 12. Now if you look at the head of the club, it's really at 1 o'clock. If I take the club to the top of the arc and I swing between the hours of 1 o'clock and 10:30, that means I get here and I cast. That means I wasn't patient. I didn't wait on the hit. I let my power come from the top of my arc. If I cast between the hours of 1 o'clock and 10:30, I'm going to thin the shot. Now I know a lot of you think that you thin the shot because you raise up. And a lot of you out there are saying, I tell myself to stay down, stay down, stay down, but I still raise up. And here's why. Raising up is not an action. Raising up is a reaction based off of an action. Now let me explain that. You're getting ready to hit a shot, you tell yourself to stay down, stay down, stay down, but yet when you actually physically try to hit the ball, you raise up. Now I know some of you got to think, I've got to be the dumbest person walking on the planet. You're not. Raising up's not an action. Raising up's a reaction. A reaction though based off of what? So let me give you a scenario. Let's say that we have a handle right here. We have a rope and a pulley up there, and the rope comes down to 5 pounds of weight right over there. And I get ready to hit, and I reach up and I grab that handle. And on 2, I'm going to zoom that weight down to the ground. 1, 2. It just pushed me right up. My thought was to stay down, to hit down into the ball, but I raised up. And I raised up because I cast it, because I swung it too early. This club weighs 2.5 pounds. The average female swinging this club is going to weigh 25 to 35 centrifugal pounds. And the average male swing is going to weigh 25 or 35 to 45 centrifugal pounds. So picture you trying to swing a golf club and casting it from up here, that momentum, that weight is going to push you up off the ball. And as it pushes you up off the ball, what's it going to do? It's going to cause you to hit the shot thin. So if we're hitting the ball thin, we're hitting the shot thin, we're really trying to swing the club between the hours of 1 o'clock and 10:30. Now, for those of you that are hitting fat shots, we're still casting. We're just casting in a different location. So watch how the club gets away from the body. When I take the club up here, instead of casting between the hours of 1 and 10:30, I try to get my power between the hours of 10:30 and 8:45. So right here is mine. Now, the second shot is a fat shot. And fat shots are really casting as well, but at a later time. See, the casting on the thin shot is between the hours of course, 1 o'clock and 10:30. But the casting on the fat shot is between 10:30 and 8:45. So how that works is, when we're actually coming down from the top of our arc, we try to get our power right here in this location. And as we try to get our power in that location, it pulls the club away from our body. It causes this separation. That separation allows the club to elongate, driving the club into the ground. So the way that this kind of looks is as I'm here, it elongates away from the body and allows it to hit into the ground behind the ball. And of course, we don't want that either. We want to make sure that we make a good, clean, crisp impact. So what we need to do is we need to physically swing the club between the hours of 8:45 and 6:30. 8:45 and 6:30. Now, swinging the club in that time frame is going to allow us to continue to swing out to our final destination. Let me explain. When we swing from here to here, we're casting the club that direction. When we swing from in here to there, we're casting the club that direction. If we hold the club, or we are patient on our swing, and we only make the power from here to there, as you can see, I'm swinging through the shot. So what we have to do is we have to swing through a golf shot to hit the golf ball. We don't want to swing at it, we want to swing through it. We've got to make sure that we're swinging through the shot. We've got to make sure that our power is from here through. That's going to allow us to hit that nice, crisp, clean impact all the time. I hope this tip helps you. And this is something that you've got to work on to try to get your rhythm, timing, and tempo down so that right here we actually throw the club through the shot.